Here's a quick look at the dollar yen. On the dollar yen, we're looking at the weekly time frame just to start things off here. And from what I'm expecting, from what I'm seeing in the dollar index and the weakness that I'm seeing near term, at least down to that 38.2 fib, which is around that 92. Ooh, I think it was 92.80 or so. Just be sure to review that video thoroughly. But within that, I'm discussing the dollar looking for a pullback to its 38.2 fib level. Seeing the same thing here, I think that now that we are, essentially bumped up against this trend line, which is what I'm seeing here as far as a top line resistance here. It seems like a rising resistance line here. After we tap that 114.50, now I think this is going to be our secondary resistance, and I think we may have already nailed it. For the week, we may have put in the highs. Now we're looking to establish how far the lows go. Now, if we're looking at the hourly time frame, and we're looking to take advantage of price action, of course. Look at where the 50 period moving average is. It's way down here near 113.08, and the look I'm actually seeing here is that we'll see a move back down to around 113. Let's just look at our 4-hour time frame to kind of put things in overall perspective for you. So weekly time frame, I showed you we have that top line resistance that we are near. Daily candle, we had a very, or not daily, with 4-hour candle, we had a very strong move up all the way up to the highs here on the previous levels, and since then we are seeing those profit takers come in yet again. But the overall move that I was discussing just a few seconds ago on the hourly is a move back down to that 113 level, and as you can see, that's that 200 period moving average. So 113 is what I'm looking at near term. Beyond that, I think we're going to see a little bit of consolidation here and a potential another move up higher here. It all depends on the US dollar, but that's what I'm expecting. Down to 113, so around 48 cents to the downside here, and then we're going to see another potential bounce up higher, and that's going to be just so I could show you here, probably a retest of that 50 period moving average. So um, let's see here. Move down to 113, break of that 50 consolidation, and then a move back up higher to potentially test that 113.30 level again. If the dollar gets itself together yet again and tries to push up higher, that's certainly a possibility. When we're making these right hand shoulders on the head and shoulders pattern, they can get very volatile, and usually it's a good idea to stay out unless you get in at the top of the shoulder and have stops in place, because if you're wrong, it can hurt. But if you're scalping it and you see the opportunities on the lower time frames, is a different story. So I'm still expecting 113 near term. Beyond that, I'm still expecting price to start to drift lower yet again. Just looking at our weekly chart one more time, you can see that every time that we've come up near this trend line, we've seen the bears come back in, pushed, and here we are again, push, push, and now the bulls have brought the price back up aggressively. But I want to show you something else. If we're going to do a fib from the lows here, this is the weekly time frame, so looking at those lows to 114.60, we had a bounce down to the 50 period, 50% retracement fib, and looking at a violation of 23.6, now back to that 23.6, so that's again 113. So that's another proof in the pudding that if you look around long enough, things start clicking. And again, my analysis is done on the fly, so I just happen to see these things. If you don't see them and you're new, don't beat yourself up. It takes time, and it takes a lot of patience, and it takes a lot of being wrong. No joke, it takes a lot of anguish and trial and error, and then you start to see things come together. So, with all that being said, looking at dollar yen heading back down to that 113 level.